So in this video I'm gonna check the other trial versions of practice lab what they offer and all that. So let's see. Continue, close. Let's go with network. See what we have here. I'm gonna make my screen bigger. Power on all devices. Is there anything? Okay, let's go introduction. Oh, we have to, this one is busy because it's powering off. This is domain controller. This is Windows 10. This is web. They want me to watch this video. I feel like I should, so I'm gonna pause the video here, see what is over there, and establishing so I can better navigate through the lab itself. I'm gonna pause the video here. Alright, so that was just like how to use this interface and nothing more. So since from last night we know how it works, let's go to the next section. It's just exam objective, lab duration. They want you to know that it will take 30 minutes to complete. That is perfect. During this you'll have access to the following lab. So you'll have access to a domain controller. That will be you have a member server, you have a web server. This will be the web server. This is Windows 10 machine right here. So lab, yeah, this must be the router. Alright, in this domain controller, member server, SA01. so SA01, that's the member server. Windows 10 workstation, router, Linux, Ubuntu, and web server. Proceed to the first exercise. Okay. So prerequisite task: complete the steps to prepare the lab. Connect to plab SA1, minimize server manager. So we want to power it on. So we're gonna power all the machines here. Minimize server manager, right click the network icon and choose open network and sharing. Okay, so this is more like it. Alright, so this one is Windows 10. We want to be in SA01. Oh, SA01 is, we did not power that one on. That's a bummer. So how I think this is the toggle. Yep, so that's the toggle. I was wondering, do I have to click here each time? What will happen if I click here? Yes, it does the same thing. We are SA01. This is establishing connection, and server manager is loading. Minimize this one, right click on network connection. Alright, so network and sharing center they want to open, and power, choose Windows Firewall. What they want to and use recommended setting, this one. Alright. Oh, so you're turning it on or whatever. That's good. So this task is complete. That was exercise 2. So what was that? It was just preparation, nothing advanced. So let's go. Alright, let's close it. Your device, now you're gonna work with server, workstation and web server. ICMP, it was just the preparation. ICMP, control message protocol. So okay, we're gonna work with the member server, Windows 10, workstation and the web server. Analyze an ICMP related issue. Vlog Win 10 device. Alright, so this one is the CMD. Where is my okay. Command prompt, and what is it, the one ping. So they want you to ping a certain device IP address. Let's see. Oh, alright, so basically this will give you everybody's address. So our address is 04 and they want us to ping it to 03. Okay, Microsoft Hyper-V Nishwa. Alright, so let's do it. Ping 192 dot, what happened? Oh, 192.168.0.3. So basically whenever you use this command ping, it sends out 4, like it sends out 4 packets. So you see 4 will time out and then it will get back to the command prompt, and receive 0. It's more like an echo, like you send it and you hear it back. So they say that there is a issue with the ICMP, that is Internet Control Message Protocol. So you want to resolve it. In this task you'll learn to resolve the issue by reconfiguring the firewall setting of PLAB. If you remember, we turned on the firewall on that one, so I think they want us to go over there. Yes, right there. I click the network in the bottom and choose Open Network and Sharing Center. Windows Firewall at the top. I did not open, like didn't go through the screen what they were wanted because it was already open. At the top left, we did that. Enable file and printing sharing checkbox. So I it should file and printer sharing over public select is selected. Click OK, I think. Oh, interesting. Close Windows Firewall window. Verify is resolved this task. We're gonna go back, I think, blab bin 10 again and ping it again. Updates are available. Really? At this time? Okay. I'm gonna pause it for 7 days. Okay, thank you. Let's. So if you don't want to type it again, you can all simply keep pressing the right arrow key and it will put the last used command there. So you see now this time it sent 4 packets out and it received them back. And how you know is that it give you the reply from this was within 128 millisecond. Oh sorry, 1 millisecond. It says packet sent 4, receive 4, so nothing is lost, right? So it's resolved now. So Traceroute is it logs every node that it jumps through from our machine to the one that we're pinging. So it's a cool thing. If you want, you should do it for Google. So you will see the route it took to Google. It's interesting. Or you can ping somebody that you know, your family, like you're on the East Coast and you know the family lives on the West Coast. Do that, but you have to know their public IP address. So this time we're gonna trace route another computer. So trace RT. I clicked it. That should be the router, but so they want you to know that this might take several seconds. So destination is host unreachable. Can we do it trace route for .0.3? Trace complete. It was just 1, right? It just went from our computer into the other one and it was done. So they want you to look at this one, this line. For us it's saying host unreachable. cmd. So we did not get this one, we get that the host is unreachable. Now I think we're getting the what we're supposed to. Okay, yep, 168.250. Host unreachable. It's still giving. Oh, I know what's going on. We haven't powered on router, and that's why destination host unreachable. That's why, because if it's off, it's unreachable. So we turned it on. Everything is on. I think I did click this one on all devices, but okay. Let's run it one final time. In this window, I press the right arrow key, and now I should get what I'm supposed to. So notice that the time changed. Still okay. While it's doing this thing, let's go. We were supposed to run that from plab bin 10. We are in plab bin 10. I think now finally the router is up. Now we're getting the correct yep. So you see, now we got what we're supposed to, over maximum of this and this, the same lines. This one is the router, and actually on the router they gave us the IP addresses. So 03 is server, member server, 04 is us, the workstation, 1.1 is the web server. Oh, okay, that router diagram is here. Member server, go back further, member server, that's the router here. Alright, close it. This is to be said, this default gateway. Okay, so that was the default gateway. It went out, and then next change destination device of this. Got it. Step 3. In this step, you'll ensure similar trace to location on the internet. You will ping. Now we are pinging Google, like I said. You should do it. So if you don't know what 8.8.8.8 is, it's Google's public DNS. And if you remember from my previous videos, we used to put that to get our virtual machines to the internet. So this time we're gonna do Traceroute. They want to put a D in there. All right. Location. What happened? So basically the D puts the so it does not give you the domain name servers out there with the D command, but again it's getting this should I turn off all of them? I mean, what's going on? Sorry about that. So alright, so it's not working. I wanna power on all devices. Power on. Let's reboot them. Oh, Ubuntu. What machine is router? So router is Ubuntu server or something. Windows 10 is pretty busy. Windows 10 is back. Establishing connection. Welcome. What is that? Tiger VNC viewer. Advanced IP scanner, okay. Still on Tracert complete. Destination host. Is it only happening for Google? Not 4.4. Okay. .1 is for Cloudflare, so it's the ability of this thing here. If I do the CMD from my host machine, like my actual machine, you can see it's gonna give me everything, all the so that's how Traceroute works. So if I put Traceroute without the parameter, now it's gonna give you the names, like server names, addresses. You know, it takes a little bit long. Like first thing it told you that it went through my router. From my videos you would know. So then it went through midwest.rr. That's my ISP. Oh sorry, yep, all of them. So these are their servers. You see Columbus, Ohio, then another server, Columbus, Ohio 541, then another one, and then it's going through all of them. Then it went to Chicago. So this is how that my request to google.com is being through all of these servers. So if we assume that this Google this one is in California, it went up north to Chicago and then towards west. Alright, so since it was not working for the sake of the video, I ran it through there. So, yeah, request timed out. I don't believe that we saw it when I ran it from my host machine, but like in the past, whenever I did that, I did notice a few of them. They will say request timeout, and the next one will give you the values. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Close this out. Learning outcomes. Understand how ARP works. Address resolution protocol. So basically for the domain names, is domain name server. So they translate domain name into numbers and numbers into domain name. With the ARP, the address is basically for the MAC address, the physical address. All of the electronics, they have 12 or 16, yeah, like it's an alphanumeric hex numbers that's unique to each electronic, and on the planet it cannot be assigned to any other device. That's the principle. So each device has its own address, and what this does is, over a network, like each device has a address similar like to this that is given to them by the DHCP server, but then how the server recognize them if they come back and get a new address, the server or they know them by the MAC addresses. So for this you have to run domain controller, member server, and Windows 10. They should be running. View ARP cache. Connect to DC01. That's right here. Let's minimize this one. Type CMD. Okay. ARP-A. So it's giving you, yeah, this is the MAC addresses. It's calling it physical address. That's MAC address. There are always a pair of numbers for by dashes, and you see there are hexa numbers, like on the there's 0 to 9 and then A to F, and they're different like groups. So these are the IP addresses to them. So basically this will never change for a device. It will never change. But you see the dynamic, so that means that the IP address can change. But if in the server configuration you put static, then the server will always give them the IP address that you told it to. And basically the server reserve these addresses especially for this. So whenever if this device is offline, and as soon as you power it on, server looks up its MAC address, and rather than to give it a new one, it assigns it for whatever you had configured. That's how it works. Alright, so press enter. The ARP cache is displayed. So this is that 0.1. Let's find 0.1. Let's say there 192.0.4, but we don't have 0.1. So that belongs to router. 0.2 belongs to domain controller. 0.4 belongs to our Windows 10. So we have 0.3, we have 0.4, right? We have the 2 here, that's the domain controller, and pretty much it. So let's go. I think something up with the router. Router needs to be logged in or something. Router messed up the Traceroute as well, and now we don't see it over here. On the desktop, click start and access the command prompt. We have on the command prompt type the following command: ARP-A. Oh, now we have to connect to P labs. Alright, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, so SA01 member server. This is the member server. We have to type in CMD, and we have to give it the same command. We have the 2 here. We have so these are different than the ones over there. Oh. We have .02, so they want to ping you this address if it's missing from the list. It is. We can use this address, or we can also use the .3, because .3 is missing as well. So let's ping 192.168.0.1. So basically it's missing, but it is on over there, right? The ping is successful. Now issue the following command. Now if we go with the command we get the one here, because what they want you to the lab in the they taught you that ARP is based on when the packets are transferred between two nodes or two computers, and that's when ARP gets it in its cache. If they were silent and they were not talking during that time, the ARP will not save their addresses in their cache. So I'm gonna, like, it's not in this lab, but if you are working with the CMD, I'm gonna tell you that in PowerShell you can basically copy paste all the machine, like all the command, you can like this and copy it. This is and then over here you can, I did paste it, so it just went through. But basically you do that in here. There's an easier thing that if you keep pressing the right arrow key, it will retype the last command used, but if you press the up arrow key, it will give you the history, I think up to 10 commands you last used. So you have to go up and down. So if you remember, we did the ARP, then we did the ping, then ARP, so it saved all three. That's how it works. Now we're gonna verify MAC addresses individually. That should be interesting. ipconfig all. Now ipconfig I put a T in there. Alright, so host name, physical address, okay. Alright, so what they want you to do is a host name, that will be this, hybrid, all that, blah blah blah, Ethernet adapter, internal. They want you to get this physical address, the messy MAC address. What if I copy it? Will it work? It did. Okay. So this is the v6 address. Alright, Windows 10, restore the command prompt. Let's go to our lovely Windows 10 arp.a. Nope, it does not have our beloved ARP. To ARP cache. Okay. So 4 is missing. Alright, so if I make a new text document, and I should be able to copy or paste that IP address, right? Nope, I cannot paste that. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that it's .0.3, is it there? It's not there. So let's ping 192.168.0.3. let's go ARP dash A. Now we have the 03 and we can take a look at this one. So the best way to look at this is, if they are the same, just go with the last 4. You can, rather than to copy or paste or whatever, you can make a mental note of last 4. If we go here and we can go here 8BEF, right? 0015 8BEF. So that's how I do it. I note down the first 4 and last 4, but normally last 4 should do it. Alright, so let's go to Windows 10 0015 8BEF. So notice it's a lowercase over there, it's uppercase, so don't let that throw you off your game. Configure a static IRP cache entry. plab dc01. Alright, so plab dc01. Click Ethernet or Ethernet 2. I have 2 connections over there. Maybe that's the issue. But let's go with the flow. Properties, in local area connection, IP version 6. Oh, okay. I want to see what, like, before we follow it. Ethernet. What detail? That's my IP variant. Okay. For this machine. Now they want you to enter this net. Alright, so if you don't get an error message or something, you get the prompt. It means that command went through, like it was successful. So we're gonna see that right here 0112233, and it is static. Alright, so now they want you to ping that 192.168.0.4 and time down, because it's an imaginary oh, it's a fake device. We forced it into the system saying that there is a device, but it's actually not there. So to clear the cache, we -d, it cleared. Now if we run a, you see it shrank. It's only giving us that just transfer messages. Oh, okay, they did the same thing. Alright, so if we are able to do it fast enough, we should see this one is crazy. I'm not doing it. It's sluggish. The connection is sluggish. Alright, so let's ping ping 192.168.0.4, and that's Windows 10 machine. So now the ping went through because the MAC address matches. Alright, step 11 again, ARP. Come on. 704 right there. Let's get to the next one. So review part 1. Alright, so let's go. Oh, they're already giving you good one. Alright, so it was a good lab, except for that we could not do the Traceroute thing, and the router is funky. What was that Traceroute from what machine? I think it was from Windows 10. It should be here. Learn Traceroute. PLAB Windows 10. Let's go to PLAB Windows 10. Let's see, trace RTD. Is it working now? It's still not working. So PLAB Windows 10, that's one. PLAB Windows 10. Alright, so since we're done, I'm gonna click on done, and let's exit out of here. Right, done. And so that was it. That was the Practice Lab Network Plus trial lab. If you liked it, please rate, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.